Recovering from a Google Core Algorithm Update with Lily Ray, podcast. Download. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Android, RSS. For episode 176 of the Search Engine Journal show, I had the opportunity to interview Lily Ray, the SEO director of Path Interactive. Ray, a sought-after conference speaker, talks about what to do when you're looking to recover from a core update or a declining SEO performance. How common is it for people to really see an opportunity to recover these days? You hear Google talk constantly saying, "We did this update, there's nothing you can do." Do you buy into that? Lily Ray, LR, yeah, I don't buy into that because my team and I here we help clients recover. But that being said, it's very, very difficult, so I understand why Google says that. And another thing they always say is like, we tell people that there's nothing you can do because we don't want webmasters to go out there and just frantically change a bunch of things that maybe weren't actually problems. Think more long-term than that. So I do think recovery is possible, but I think it requires a really, really heavy investment in resources and in time and a lot of patience as well. One thing that we see a lot of is Google rolls out these core updates several times per year, but maybe for 2 or 3 core updates after you've been addressing some of the problems with your website, you might not see any immediate impacts in performance or positive impacts in performance. You might even see some negative ones, which can be really disheartening. But, over time, if you invest the right time and energy and focus on the right things, you will ultimately see a recovery. It might not be a full recovery, it might just be partial. But we've seen time and time again that it's possible to recover. Brent Torres, BC, so obviously seeing a decline is concerning, for company owners and businesses themselves but also for the people who are managing those offices or those initiatives. So how do you approach these changes? What would you say are the beginning steps to assess why you're seeing a change? LR, I think the first thing we like to look at is which algorithm update affected them. Maybe they've seen improvements over the last couple of ones from 2018, but then in 2019 they started to see some big negative declines on. We like to assess maybe what happened on those dates. So we start with that and then we dig into the data and obviously look at what's really happening with the sites. Using Google Search Console, for example, you can get a really good glimpse of which particular pages were affected, which keywords were affected. Google talks a lot about the fact that it really has to do with relevancy. So it might be that your website's perfectly fine, but they've kind of recalibrated something in terms of what's relevant for the query and your website or your WebP. For more on this story, visit the news article link.